Hey guys, today I'm just going to do a quick video and show you how I do a blind hem stitch. So this is really simple once you get the hang of it, and there may be other ways to do it, but this is how I do it. So the first thing I do is fold it under just a little bit, maybe 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch, just to give it a finished edge when it's all done, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. I always consider this step to be kind of important. The next thing I do is fold it up depending on how wide I want my hem to be, and this will vary from pants to dresses to skirts. It just depends on what you're making. So I'll fold it under, let's say this much, just for demonstration purposes. And then the next thing I do is I'll flip it over, then I will fold it under so that that tiny little fold is sticking up just about 1/8 inch. And then I'll iron it in place. We just want a very small amount of that showing. And with that done, I'm going to head to the sewing machine. At the sewing machine, you usually have a foot that looks something like this, or just a regular presser foot. You're going to want to replace that with your blind hem stitch foot, which looks a little bit different. There's a little doohickey thing at the end there, and there's not one on a regular foot. Once you have your foot attached and you have your blind hem stitch selected, you can begin sewing. And it should look something like this. Now we are back at the ironing board, and you can flip this over and iron this straight. And there is the finished product. Now obviously you would use white thread, and when you do that it pretty much disappears into the fabric, which is why it's called a blind hem stitch. With your sewing machine you can decide how far apart you want the stitch to be. I just went with the default setting just for demonstration purposes, but you can change it to whatever you like. This is what it looks like on the back side. And on the back here, as you can see, you have a finished edge. You have the edge completely folded under, and that's why that first step is so very important. It makes the back side look really nice. And this would be the front hem of your garment. In contrast, this is what it looks like when it's just a stitch. You've got a running stitch there, and it's very visible, and which is fine on some things, like you have stitches on your clothes, but for the hem, this is the thing you want. This looks the best. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope maybe it's a little bit easier and you can understand how to make a blind hem stitch now. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.